Good evening, everybody. I figured it was time for another update as things are moving along here. First of all, notice Emrys was a little unhappy to lose his electrical system. In fact, so unhappy that he fucking flashed out at me, slashed out at me or whatever, stabbed me. I was bleeding. But I won. Emrys loses. Emrys is on his final days. That is a lot of electrical weight, by the way. And then the ABS module right there. And Morpheus is winning. Morpheus is looking great. Morpheus is pretty much done. I just got to put the EBC GP FAX 604 brake pads in the front. Right now it's still got the stalkers and those calipers. But otherwise, and Robert got the 767 on there. And on the lower, so ready for AFM novice. And I've just been going at Emrys here and getting Emrys stripped out. I need to get that rear shock off there to put it on to Merlin, so then I can go get my shock serviced at KFG, because I don't want to have to take it off again. And yeah, so it's kind of cool when you see the bike like this. Just chassis with some wheels on it. Definitely looks pretty sweet. Let's go look at some details of the final here of Morpheus. So obviously we got the chain sprockets all done up. Front sprocket, you can see it crushed the, I don't even know what that's called again, but the steel ring, the lock washer. There's a special name for it though, but it misplaces me right now. I threw on the original Morpheus blue and white to try to make a little different look. I think it's looking pretty sweet. And everything is pretty much blocked by the bodywork, so you can't really see all the details I was doing. I was playing around with shoe glue as an example. So shoe glue is really useful. It becomes rock hard, well, pretty hard after a while, but that cap is not coming loose, and you can't really safety wire them because if you're drilling into that, it's sketchy. It's a little sketchy for sure. So here's another example on the banjo bolt. You see? That stuff's awesome. Shoe glue works really well, so that's one of those tricks of trade. Even used shoe glue. Oh, sorry guys, I don't know. You can't really see it right there on the side. So instead of safety wiring those, I started using shoe glue on the hose clamps. Another thing you don't want to back out. And then there's the nitron shock, and I actually went over the GP cartridges and did rebound, compression, preload, and I wrote it all in a notebook here for later on. And I pulled out the computer and did the RCK3 and the Power Commander to prepare. Here is Morpheus. So yeah, front preload, 3 turns from out, 10 turns of compression from backwards from full in, 11 out for a rebound, ride height 13.5, spring 1005 kilogram, and of course, you know, just the swing arm length, essentially the chain length, swing arm length. I have to measure that with the exact, but it's going to be around 602, 601 with a 1643 ratio. This is the kind of range we want to stay between, around 594 and 605 is the range that the bike likes. Rear high-speed compression, rear rebound, preload hydraulic 5mm, installed preload 12, 17 total, and actually that's 15 turns of 360s or 30 clicks on that nitron. Rear ride height 5.5mm, shock length 351mm, 550-pound spring Nitron Pro. So it gives you an idea about what's going on. And we still got the HP seat on there, but I was talking with Robert, who had to fly out, but he thinks it's a little low, so we're going to probably throw the Apex, and then it gives you a little more ride height to separate your knees And of course I got the Woodcraft rear sets on here now. And check out the other side, the shift side. There you go. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta check those bolts because that BMW OEM case guard on this side, these bolts, look, I had them marked and then I checked them after, and you can see how much tighter they had to go. And then so I pulled them all the way out, I Loctited them. And by the way, if you're looking for Loctite, this stuff is awesome. It's the medium obviously, but it's like a lipstick style. And so it's really easy just to dip the bolt into it, get it on the threads, and so as opposed to the gel or the liquid types. It does dry out a little bit though, but not too bad overall. So everything's good to go. I don't know why the camera's not wanting to autofocus. Oh, maybe I gotta press that button. Ah, I was on the wrong damn mode. See, this is what I was talking about with the 360s, or like a click is a half a turn essentially in terms of rotation. And then you can see my marks on the tires, 0 on that side, and then 5% left on this one. And now it's all set up with the Pirelli maps for traction control. And I worked on a bunch of stuff. I adjusted some wheelie control for Robert, and some engine braking in 5th gear, no engine braking in 1st, high engine braking in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Bunch of parameters to get them set up. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna get back to work here and fighting Emrys. My fucking finger is really sore now, buddy. Thanks a lot. I gotta get the wheel off here first and get it floating like the chassis. Get the front end off too. All right. Anyways, guys, I think it's like midnight by now. 11:39 p.m. Thursday. Valentine's, happy Valentine's, everybody. It's just me hanging out with motorcycles all day alone. I don't think I've seen another soul. Oh, the FedEx guy who didn't bring what I wanted, so that was about it. And then the RMZ, my dirt bike. Yeah, love Moto.